Hey there, welcome to Product Marketing Genius. I'm your host, Nitin Kartik. As the author of the bestseller Product Marketing Wisdom and one of the top 100 most influential product marketers who's been featured on BBC TV and in Times Square, I know that leaders are lifelong learners. And that is why on this show, we learn from some of the best minds out there. And today, my friends, our product marketing genius is Sakshi Rathi, who is go-to-market lead at Welcome to the Jungle. So Sakshi, welcome to Product Marketing Genius. Please tell us a little bit about your journey.
Thank you for having me. A little bit about my journey. So I've been unofficially doing product marketing probably for the last 10 years. Officially been doing it for the last 2. So I call myself a business strategist turned product marketer. So I started my career in management consulting at McKinsey, where I would advise Fortune 500 companies on their pricing and packaging, their positioning, competitive analysis, all of that good stuff. I then moved to early stage startups, where I was typically playing a special projects or chief of staff role, supporting on important initiatives like new product launches, new market launches. And then at some point I realized I was basically doing product marketing without realizing it. So pivoted to Welcome to the Jungle, where I founded the B2B marketing team. And then that was in the London market, and then moved to an international role where I now lead go-to-market across all of their different countries.
Wow, that's an amazing journey. So thank you. And now, Sakshi, we're going to play a game of Would You Rather. So I'm going to ask you 5 Would You Rather questions, and I'd like you to give me lightning round 1-minute answers. Are you ready?
Right, let's go.
All right, let's go. Okay, let's get the questions ready. Here we go. And all right. So, all right, Sakshi, first question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather talk to customers daily or analyze customer data daily, and why?
Okay, it's interesting. I think my answer to this has probably changed in the last year. So as of today, I would much rather talk to customers daily. And the reason for that is I do think now with AI, and I've said it in the first 30 seconds of my answer, I don't actually think our superpower is going to be analyzing customer data anymore. Like, we can get LLMs, agents to do that for us. I do think what's important, though, is asking the right questions, because I don't think AI still has that judgment call to be able to do that. So I think as a product marketer, the best thing you can do is ask smart questions and focus your time on that rather than doing the analysis afterwards.
Excellent. You know, with AI, I think a lot of things change, but the human connection, that is something that we have to try and keep constant. So I love that.
100%.
Excellent answer. Wonderful. Next question. Sakshi, would you rather deeply understand a few customers or broadly understand thousands, and why?
I think I would rather broadly, deeply understand a few customers. At some point, you have to decide where do you focus your attention. And if you're able to prioritize, I think you can drive better insights. So probably at our company, the 2 sets of customers I look at the most are who are our highest spenders, our most loyal customers who are upselling every year, and then who are the people who are maybe unexpected churns, right? Like when you first sell to them, you're like, oh, you should fall, deeply within our ICP, and then 6 months later, account management's having the worst time, and you're like, oh dear, what went wrong? So I do think those kind of 2 sets of customers are where you will learn the most, as opposed to, I'd say, customers in the middle. I don't think those are going to move the needle in terms of the insights.
All right, focus. I love that. Excellent answer. Thank you. Next question. Sakshi, would you rather predict future needs or react to current demand, and why?
So I would much rather react to current demand. I think 5 years ago, I would have said I'd rather predict future needs. And every time we tried to predict future needs, we've been horribly wrong because the world is constantly changing. I've also worked in recruitment tech for the last 5 years, and it is very much a cyclical industry. So, in 2021, we had the tech hiring boom. It was a great resignation. 2 years later, the market crashes, hiring patterns completely change. Then now we've got AI, and that has changed everything in terms of how people search for jobs, how people hire. So every 1 to 2 years, I feel like our world gets turned upside down. So I've now stopped bothering trying to predict the future. I'm like, right, what do we need to do today to serve people's needs? Yeah.
All right, getting things done today. I like it. Excellent answer. Wonderful. Next question. Sakshi, would you rather invest in brand or invest in demand generation, and why?
So this is, again, a very difficult debate. I would rather invest in brand today. I do think brand equity and memorability is one of the most important things you can build as a business. And I think actually brand really helps you with longevity. I think most companies end up investing far too much into demand gen because you have short-term pressures and goals that you need to hit. But I do think long-term brand building is what pays dividends. So I would always, rather focus investment on brand.
All right, play the long game. Excellent answer. I love it. All right, Sakshi, final question. Would you rather respond to competitors quickly or ignore them completely, and why?
It's really interesting. One of the startups I worked at, our founders refused to do any competitor analysis. Their kind of school of thought was, we are trying to build our own thing. We're trying to disrupt an industry. And all of our competitors are doing a terrible job, which is why we're trying to disrupt it. So we're like, let's not get distracted by them. Over time, that, I would say has changed. We are still keeping an eye out on our competitors. I think I would probably lean more towards perhaps keeping an eye on them, but not always reacting to what they're doing. So maybe that's kind of a cop-out answer. It's not either, but yeah, I think there's a healthy balance between knowing what's happening in the industry, but also staying true to what you think you could do as a company and the unique POV you bring on solving something.
Beautiful answer. It's always nuanced. Sometimes it's not, cut and dried. So excellent. I love the way you explained that. So thank you, Sakshi. Folks, there you have it. Please reach out to Sakshi for even more insights. And for even more insights, check out my book, Product Marketing Wisdom, at productmarketingwisdom.com. And see you next time on Product Marketing Genius.